Notification volume 0%.
Good evening, and welcome to Blindformers, episode 4. This is Blind Prime, and I have with you today Cyclonus. Cyclonus here is a Voyager class figure from the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom line. Now, for today, I'm going to explain to you, for those visually impaired, can't read the little instruction manual sheet, how to transform this guy into his spaceship mode. Now, to start off, we will measure Cyclonus' height with a good old Lego pad. Now, on the side, measure him by the tips of his little head. Now, Cyclonus, you screwed that up. You bumped my finger. Don't do that. You don't want to be measured? No one can never measure up to you. Okay, there we go. Oh, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 25. 25 bricks tall. That's a decent little guy. He's pretty tall. Let's compare him with, come here, don't fall over, you drunk pig. Compare him to a Siege Seeker, and you can see that Cyclonus or if you can't see, Cyclonus' shoulders are a bit higher than the Siege Seekers. Now, let's get to the transformation and explain to you how to transform him, because he is kind of complicated, and that makes it more fun. So, don't beat your head up against the wall. I'm here to help. Now, first off, you want to break his arms back. You can just pull each of his shoulders back, and they'll unsnap from the core of his body, and then they'll just kind of hang loosely like a crazy backpack. And when you do that, you can pull his back away from his head. I know, weird phrasing. His entire back can be pulled backwards. Then his entire front of his chest can be pulled frontwards. Now, when you pull the back backwards, it can go until it stops. It will be almost at 90 degrees. And then you spin the head, where if the front of him is facing you, then spin his head towards you, and it will go down, where his head will now face directly down towards his legs. Now, you want to go ahead and halfway close these things up, because they do kind of get in the way. And the next bit on his top is that little bit that came out and is now in where the head used to be, can split in half. Isn't that neat? And then this time, the bit inside of it kind of unfolds to fill in a new space. And then not just yet. You don't snap anything together just yet. That new bit that unfolded from the center, we're getting all Russian doll here. Those crazy Russian dolls. You can pull it out, and it kind of works with the fact that they do portray him as being a bit of like, I've always thought of him as if he came from Earth, he would have Russian heritage. So it works, at least in my head canon. So I have this little pokey thing that I got with my cell phone that I use to get the tip of the nose out of that little space, because my fingernails are not sturdy enough to grab these things. Come on now. It can be a chore sometimes, especially if you don't pull that panel back as far as you possibly can. Now that you pull the tip of the nose out, you can slide it in place, and then you clamp down the bit underneath it that you pulled the nose out of, and then you clamp down the bit underneath that you pulled the piece that you pulled the nose out of, and then you clip the bottoms together, his chest and his back, so that now his head is a crazy unicorn thing with no face. Like some sort of villain from Vector Man. I don't know. Now, after you do that, let's look at the legs. So lay them flat on the ground, and you want to take the back panel of each of his legs, and it folds upwards on a hinge. So the way to easily find it is there's a bulge on the back of each leg facing inwards, and you grab that. Inside of this panel, you will find there's something that can fold out, and it's a siege port that I'm guessing is an engine. So then you take the foot, and you can fold the foot into that negative area that this siege port just revealed. Isn't that neat? And we copy the same procedure on the other leg. We fold out the panel on the back of the leg. We fold up the siege port engine. Then we fold the foot into the negative space. Then you fold down the siege port engine, and there you have it. Now, it doesn't look quite right, does it? Well, that's because these legs, well, if you can see, you're looking at it going, wait a minute, there seems to be something up with the thighs. Yes, you can actually kind of shove them in by folding the knee towards the negative space that's right behind the knee guard. There's a lot of negative space there. If you fold things in properly and use a little force, it's okay. This guy can handle it. It's Cyclonus. He's the warrior. He can handle a lot. And he does handle a lot. The guy's raw. He's cool. Now, after that, bend the legs back down a bit at 45 degrees so that you can spin the backpack that the arms are connected to 180 degrees, so that now the pointy bit is facing forwards and that flat bit with the rectangle slot in it is facing backwards. And then you fold the legs back up and they fit perfectly in that slot. And both of the shoulders fold downwards like so. And we work now. Let's talk about the hands, because always with these hands, I don't know why I keep forgetting them. So grab the little pointy winglet that comes off the forearm with one hand, and then just pull the fist downwards, and a panel will open. Then twist that fist and fold the panel back in. There's one direction to twist them for each hand because there's something in the way, so if you twist it the wrong way, it won't properly go. So just twist it the other direction if you have that problem, and you should be fine. Now, let's finish this transformation. Let's say you. Oh. We angle it so that the winglet on his forearm is facing vertically upwards, and then there's little panels on each wing, and that panel will fold upwards, and the wing should snap into place to be, I guess, not parallel, 90 degrees of the winglet that's directly facing upwards. So horizontal. You want the winglet vertical, and you want the wing horizontal. Right? Well, it makes sense. It's plain. If the winglets were all horizontal and the wings vertical, then that usually means the plane's going down. Or it could be going up. I don't know. All right. Once you've folded everything in place and you've slipped the little ports that are kind of rectangular into the side of each of the leg engines, you will have a complete and finished little Blackbird style jet. It's sleek. It's nice. Its transformation's a lot of fun. Cyclonus is cool. And add to the cool factor, there's actually landing gear here. Look at that. You could pull up these little landing gears. You can just have him parked. I think the landing gear is a nice little touch. I really appreciate the landing gear. And there we go. There we go. We can set him down with his little landing gear. And we can plug in his weapon accessory to the roof of him, because I have not found a place to put him in anywhere else. Now, measuring him, he measures at 30 studs long. For comparison to how long that is. We have Mixmaster from Combiner Wars here, and Mixmaster is not as long as Cyclonus. Cyclonus is a pretty decently sized guy. And just in case anyone was asking, Cyclonus is a blending of Skywarp in that insectacon. I think this is the personality that would occur if you blended them perfectly together. Kind of like Vegito or Gogeta, or when Trunks and Gotenks, that's it, or Gotenks, you know, kind of a blending of two personalities to complete one. And so happens that Cyclonus is Harmonious in the G1 stuff. Now, I discovered he's in IDW as well, and now IDW stuff with Cyclonus is just, yeah, it gives the character more depth. I like thinking also that he could be a warrior from the deep past. And what are you getting into, Cream? Over there scratching stuff. Stop that! Alright. Well, anyway. Cat's non-interrupting. I hope that watching this video has taught you something about Cyclonus, and I hope that I have been able to help you figure out possibly little things that you've been missing, which would help you finish it. So, like I said in the beginning, don't bash your head in a wall. I'm here for you. All right. Well, Blind Prime signing off here. Y'all have a great one. Bye-bye.